own. And so I made a decision to write a book on resume writing. And this book came out in 2014. And I feel in many ways it was a perfect transition to life coaching, because I was doing career coaching using the resume as a mechanism. And that prepared me for another aspect of who I am, which is now helping people to remove mental blocks. Right. And so, but yeah, that is what the book is about. It's resume writing.
So inspiring. It really is. And removing those mental blocks is so important. You explained how you got into that. But what I think is really yummy and interesting about you is you actually spoke in front of 20,000 people in India. Oh my goodness. How was that? What was that about? And, share your experience, because, so I've spoken in pretty large groups, but yikes, that was huge.
So this was an experience that completely changed my life. I was approached by Willpower Harris, and he asked me if I would be interested in speaking in front of 20,000 people in India. And I thought to myself, wow, like, am I capable of doing something like this? And I've been speaking in front of audiences for a very long time, for corporations, for universities. But again, we all still hold these self-limiting beliefs. When I heard 20,000, I thought, can I do this? But through his leadership and his team's leadership, that they made me feel so comfortable, and they created a space where I could be, heard and seen. And it completely changed me. When you speak in front of that many people, and that many people hear your message, and they come to you afterwards wanting to take pictures with you, and so happy at how they have changed by listening to you, it absolutely changes you, and it humbles you as well. And it makes you realize that there is power in the word. There is power in your message. There's power in your story. And so I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do this year. Grateful for Willpower Harris as well for the opportunity.
Yeah, I love Will. He's a wonderful, strong human doing beautiful things over there. Just absolutely, and other places. I know he's in Ecuador and some other places in the country, in the world, actually, I should say. Now, there's another connection you and I have, and I mentioned it earlier, but you were a musician too. So really, we all learn lessons. My lesson was not to take away my voice, right? What lessons did you learn through your musical experiences?
Sure. So I played the flute actively for 13 years.
Me too.
Between sixth grade and I think until age 23. So I actually received a music scholarship to attend the University of Houston. Halfway through, I did switch my major to engineering, but the lessons I learned through music are lessons I still use today. Number one, if you want to be great, you have to have discipline, right? You have to have that discipline and that dedication to create something beautiful out of an instrument, right? I learned the power of passion, right? That whether it's through a resume, whether it's through singing, whether it's through the flute, you have the ability to express yourself and show the world who it is that you are through your performance. And then, of course, when you play music, you have the opportunity to work with other people. And for me, I played the flute alongside different types of bands and ensembles for many years. And I had to be able to integrate my tone and the rhythm and everything else with other people to create something very unique. And so when I think about our responsibility as just individuals and human beings, yes, we have opportunities to express ourselves and dedicate ourselves to things we love, but we have an opportunity to share that with other people to create something even stronger.
Yeah. And we all know the collaborative mind is greater than the singular mind. So when we get into groups like that, and it's so seamless that you're not sure where one musician ends and the other one begins. It's a beautiful dance that you play with music, not just making it all about you. I love my Jets and everything, but one thing that I don't enjoy about my Jets is each of them want to be just identified and individual. They need their attention. So they do these crazy things that are totally unnecessary, which takes away from the team play, which is something that someone like Patrick Mahomes doesn't really encourage in his team. And you never see that kind of showmanship, if you will, on the the football field because they're working as a team. And he doesn't, as a leader, doesn't encourage that kind of activity. So, I love my boys, but yikes, guys, calm it down. Work as a team. Don't be individualistic. You will shine even within the team, and everybody does. We shine better when we're supporting other people, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and the possibilities are endless. And when you're just trying to, it kind of brings you back to, what was that movie? Show Me the Money. What was that? Jerry Maguire movie?
Yeah,
he was just like, he was always showy and stuff like that. When he started working from his heart, then suddenly he was seen for who he was, and he was really seen. It was almost like the world ignores us until we act as ourselves genuinely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it's really amazing. What's your why? Why do you do what you do?
So I do what I do because I've realized that part of my life purpose is to show other people the lessons that I have learned that have allowed me to be happier and a more productive person in society. And that's why I do it. I like to see people happy. I like to see people thriving. I think that that's the only way for us to really cultivate an environment where we will have a happy planet, right? We all have our differences, and we all don't always think the same. But being able to create that light for other people and share your light with other people can completely illuminate just society in general. So
thank goodness we're not all the same. How boring would that be?
Exactly.
I love the intricacies and the differences that we all have, and being able to be exposed to things I had never been exposed to, which makes me better, right? It makes us better when we get exposed to things that we've never been exposed to before. That's a beautiful why, really is. What are your next steps? Where you go next?
Sure. So I'm still focusing on growing my coaching business. Like I've said, I started off with career coaching, moved to life coaching. I love working with one-on-one clients. I love working with corporate clients as well. So actively working on growing this, increasing my global footprint. I had a chance to speak in India. There's a few other places that I think would be amazing to speak at. I would love to speak anywhere, to be honest with you.
We should just go speak together.
We should do that. We should definitely do that. That'll be great. I love hearing other people speak, and I love speaking with other people as well. And because they make you better speakers. I mean, even when I went to India, I had a chance to watch some of the other speakers that went with me, and I became a better speaker by just observing them. But yeah, I would also love to write another book, right? So my first book was on resume writing. I would love to write a book where I really go into a lot more detail on the framework that I use to help people become unstuck. I would love to write that one of these days.
I think you should write that, and you will write that. So, and it will be wildly successful. So I look forward to that. It's your website is javiercanosuccess.com. It's XAVIERCANO, the word success.com. All the information is below. And just feel free to reach out, have a chat. The gifts that you give, the parts of you that you give is so inspiring. I love being around you. The first time I spoke to you, I was talking to you actually about the India speaking engagement, and your energy is beautiful. It really is. And you can see that it's true passion within you to serve other people in a way that just makes them excel and blossom. And that's a beautiful thing, and such a lovely gift that you share yourself with everyone else. So as much as I love the fact that you're an engineer and you went for engineering, which is crazy to me that you did that, but that you ended up, your journey brought you here is just amazing. It must feel great to be where you are.
I learned from the experience that life is not necessarily this straight line, this linear focus, and that it's okay to make changes. I think that we grow up thinking that, what is your purpose? What is it that you want to do? And I've just come to realize that there really is no such thing as a life purpose, but instead we have these life objectives. And so if one day you're a doctor and you decide, you know what, I have found this new passion for cooking, and you decide to become a chef, go for it, right? If it feels right, if that's what your calling is. And just like me, I did engineering, project management for almost 16 years. And I realized, wow, like this coaching that I've been doing all along has grown into something so much bigger that now I choose to dedicate 100% of my time to this. And that is okay too.
Oh my God. And you're a black belt.
I'm a black belt in Six Sigma. Yep.
Right. So be nice to him too, because put you down in 5 minutes. So no, that is really good. And that goes back to discipline as well. So a couple of nuggets just to sum up is that, what I heard you say is really, tapping into your passion. Having discipline is important, because without discipline, you're not taking action. And without taking action, you're not going to move forward. I also took into this is that, you're choosing to believe something that is probably not true about yourself. We need to tap into that, and you can help people tap into that, find out what it is, and then change our thoughts, because our beliefs are just thoughts we keep thinking over and over again. Thank you, Esther Hicks, for doing that explanation for us. And that's a belief, and thoughts can be changed. Therefore, beliefs can be changed, and we can become better people. I am a better person today because we had this time together. I really appreciate sharing this time with you. Any last thoughts for our listeners before we go?
Just remember that every single one of you is unique. Every single one of you has some light to give. And so honor that authenticity, honor your journey, honor the process to continue growing. And remember that as you go through this process, remember to contribute your light to others as well.
Oh, beautiful. I'm flush with goosebumps. That was gorgeous. Thank you so much, Javier. Thank you all for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I hope we have earned the privilege of your time. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon. Until next time, I am Lorianne Casdia. Play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, show for you, and show up big.